Coming up next, it's Live with Regis and Kathy Lee. Today, everyone knows him as the average American dad on The Wonder Years. But did you know he had a lurid past on One Life to Live? Meet actor Dan Lauria. And we'll also go back in time with Young and Restless star Melody Thomas Scott to hear about her past film roles with Kirk Douglas and Clint Eastwood. Plus, Claudia Cohen has up-to-the-minute reports about Julia Roberts and Gina Davis. And Jerry Hall, Jane Seymour, and Princess Di have all put their heads in his hands. John Frieda shows quick and easy hairstyling tips that make the stars shine. Next on Live. And now, here's Regis Philbin and Kathy Lee Gifford.
Hi, everybody. Nice to see you. It's Friday, June 28th, 1991. We're in the middle of a heat wave, but really it hasn't been too bad, has it?
It hasn't been like the summers of old that I remember, when you just couldn't walk down the street without being drenched.
Yeah, exactly right.
Humidity hasn't been as bad as I expected, I think.
I think that's the key to the whole thing.
Yes.
So you're looking forward to a nice weekend?
Yeah, with 5 grandchildren.
Hey, broke out the good jewelry for the grandkids today, huh?
Did I?
Yeah,
No, this is old. This is old. But you know what people are starting to say? Do you guys coordinate your wardrobes before the show? I mean, something's happening.
First thing we say in the morning, what are you wearing today, hon?
This whole week I've watched, I mean, without seeing each other ahead of time, is there a fly buzzing around my head?
But it's kind of, as long as he stays around your head.
What a way to end the week. You know what? That's the hairspray. It's
you know
sweet.
That's not a fly. That is
a small bird?
No. It's Pazuzu. Pazuzu. That's an old joke around here.
But anyway, we do not talk to each other before the show. I have no idea.
Not a word. What have I got to say to her? What would I want to say to her before the show?
There's some sort of symbiotic relationship between us. Is that the word?
Yeah, that sounds good. Whatever it means, it sounds good.
Anyway, I'm exhausted. I've dragged my tail in today.
You know.
And I can't take it anymore.
Do I dare tell people what happened to me? I mean, it's not a big crisis. It's just one of those annoying things that happen in New York. You know, we have a car service that picks me up every day.
Yes.
And they are terrific. They're there every day.
Yes.
So just yesterday, I invite one of the interns lives over on the east side. You know?
One of the real gorgeous new blonde ones?
Yeah. His name is Jay. Nice kid. He's living over on the east side in the Y, so I said, look, come by, you know, my place. There's a car there every morning. Jump in the car, and you'll ride with me. It'll save you an hour of buses. And today, JJ wanted to go down to Grand Central Station because she wants to get up to the country early, so I was going to take care of everybody.
Yes, what a guy.
So we are all out there this morning.
Waiting for the
JJ, Jay, and me, and bags, and no car. Well, and it's embarrassing.
Why don't you call O.J. Simpson and get a Hertz?
Yeah, I really should have. and the intern is looking at me like, you know, what are you bothering me for with it? I could have been there already in my bus.
I don't need your
Who needs your stinking car, you know? So embarrassing. Anyway, the car finally came. Just one of those annoying things here in New York. Now, did you see the Emmys last night?
I didn't because I was in Parsippany, New Jersey at a nice hotel called the Aspen Manor Hotel. Frank was being roasted last night by the Valerie Fund. Now, the Valerie Fund, let me say, I want to say exactly what they do because they do great, great work. Valerie Fund provides financial support to 5 hospital centers located throughout New Jersey where children are treated for cancer and blood disorders. So they do very, very good work, and God knows it's harder and harder to find the dollars these days for this sort of work. So for the past 15 years, they've been roasting a giant.
That's a good idea.
And raising...
Can't beat a good giant on a roast.
Raising a lot of money for the Valerie Fund, and so 1,300 people showed up to roast Frank, and on the dais, there was Ray Nitschke, there was Chuck Bednarik, who was responsible...
that memorable tackle on Frank?
So tired of hearing about that.
Well, you brought it up.
Then there was Harlan Savari, and there was the Red, Alex Webster, and they were all supposed to...
Big Red, I think.
Big Red, right. All supposed to
roast him.
Frank. Well, it was unbelievable. Nobody could roast Frank. It's like roasting Barbara Bush. It cannot be done.
Why do they ask me? I got a couple of goodies from the old days.
Well, about 1,000 people did ask me where you were. I am tired of that. I do not live with this man, and we do not go out at night together.
Every time we go out, where's Kathy? You know, you get sick of it.
I bet Joy gets sick of it, because I know Frank hates it.
Whoa. Whoa.
they go, oh, you, they said to Frank once, he was going through the security thing at the airport,
Don't tell him that. That's one of my gigs. I use it on my... That's so funny.
All right, I won't. But anyway, he gets tired of it.
It's so funny that I reserved it for my act.
But it is,
which God knows needs a little humor. Go ahead. So what happened? They tried to roast him, but they couldn't roast him.
They couldn't roast him. Of course, I got up. I didn't know I was supposed to speak, and Dave Klein, who's a sports writer in New Jersey, asked me to and Dave Jennings was the MC.
Well, you had a few things, right?
Well, first of all, I got up and said, first of all, it's very difficult for me to talk on any of these things. All these guys have been talking about things that happened a long time ago, and I basically wasn't even born when all these things happened.
There's someone right there. Hey, Frank, how do you like it?
One person, who was it? Alex Webster did have a cute line. He said that when Frank and I got, right the night before we were married, Frank gave me a book to read. And it was called The Joy of Sex. He said, and Kathy colored the whole thing. And then the next morning after breakfast, he had to burp her. So it was all good-natured fun. But, you know, I've been to some roasts before where you get, it really gets nasty and uncomfortable. And it wasn't that way at all last night. It was fun, but it was basically boring. Because, I mean, I think every one of them thought the other person will say something, you know. Right. So they all just sort of lauded and started making fun of everybody else on the dais. Of course, Frank got up and blessed the whole crowd. I mean,
and everybody went home a saint, all right?
But Cody was there.
Oh, Cody was there.
And this is not going to work out, this new situation. I miss him so badly, Reach, and it's just not working out. So I carry around a picture of the last time he was at the show, and I introduced him to the audience. This is what Cody looks like when he comes and says hello to the audience. I know it. So I saw him for all of 2 hours yesterday, and I'm tired of this.
Saint.
We got to work out something else. Went to Samantha Perlman's birthday party yesterday.
Holy cow.
It was a very big day. I know, I'm almost finished. Where were you, by the way?
I wasn't invited.
Really?
I'm not invited anywhere anymore, come to think of it. Missed Frank's roast and Samantha's party.
It was funny to see about 30 adults standing around a table with 3 one-year-olds.
30 adults?
30. There had to be at least 30 people there. A lot of people came from the office, you know, and then the grandparents were there, and Samantha's little cousin, Robbie, and then Cody. Now, Cody is this much bigger than everybody else, right? Comes in a suit and tie, smoking a cigar. And we sit down and we have party. And Samantha is adorable. She's just an adorable little girl. She's still crawling and everything. And Cody's running circles around. She gets this great little toy. Now, immediately he goes over and gives her a kiss. He's a very loving guy. But then he gets one of these toys that has a telephone attached. Well, he takes calls only from the William Morris Agency. I
know.
But he now plays with all his phones and goes, Dad, Dad, like that. So he picks up the phone and goes, Dad, Dad, and proceeds to immediately go over to Samantha and whack her right on the head. Now, this poor child looks at me like, am I hurt? And then decides that she is, and you know those kind of screams where a baby shakes before it comes out?
Yes.
I immediately packed up Cody and had to leave.
Yeah, well, of course. Your son mugged Samantha on her birthday.
Last time at his birthday party, he kissed her and then went whack right in the face.
It's not easy being the mother of a mugger, you know what I mean?
But the child...
So she wasn't hurt, was she?
She was temporarily hurt. But you know what? I think Claudia's getting angry with me. Every time Cody and Samantha get together, her child ends up in tears. And I feel really badly about it.
He's a boy. He's, you know...
He's all boy.
Yeah.
One last thing I need to clarify. These rags that are out there, you know, that all you people insist on continuing to buy, this one cracks me up. I hardly ever mention them because they're so ludicrous. This one says, Kathie Lee Gifford has admitted that to please her hubby Frank, hubby, come on, she's having fat injections to remove the wrinkles on her upper lip.
Well, let's check it out.
Was it a slow news week or what? No, to please my hubby Frank, I am not having fat injections on my upper lip. I'd frankly like to have them, but he says absolutely not.
You know where that came from? You mentioned one day that you admired somebody's lips.
I want Kim Basinger's lips.
Kim Basinger,
yeah.
It's
but I don't want them that badly, so I didn't have injections in my lip.
Are we through with your life?
Tell me about the Emmys.
Can we get on with the date? Oh, now we got to do... No.
The important stuff.
Daytime Emmy Awards.
On primetime last night.
Peter Bergman won, who was on our show yesterday.
Very happy for Peter.
Very emotional speech.
He's a doll.
He's a doll, and he gave a wonderful speech. As a matter of fact, all of the speeches last night were terrific. I mean, they were concise, they were to the point, and I thought they were wonderful. It was a very good show, except
Susan Lucci
for the 12th time Susan Lucci lost again.
Well,
now, this is getting ludicrous. Not ludicrous, it's getting mean. It's silly. What the hell do they keep nominating for her for if she can't win 12 times?
She does great work year after year after year.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
And I think Susan would be the first one to tell you that if she had stopped getting nominated at this point, it would hurt her.
Well,
she does very consistent work over a lot of years.
I guess that's an honor in itself to be nominated.
Well, we wouldn't know.
Heartbreak. We're not even a part of that. Come on, we're outside that category. We were beaten up by the Frugal Gourmet.
And this old house.
Yes, that's right. This old house trounced us. Anyway, I'm sorry about Susan Lucci. I am angry about it. I am furious.
What are you going to do about it, babe?
What can I do? What can I do for Susan Lucci?
She just plain happens to be the nicest person in the business, and we just wish her well.
Anyway, the Yankees swept the Red Sox last night in Boston.
Oh, yeah?
The Mets swept the Montreal Expos here. It could be a Subway World Series.
Reach, it's a little long down the road, isn't it?
Sure is.
Uh-oh, look who's over there, Reach. It's Phil Buth. Again. It's your son?
Yeah, does he look like him?
He certainly does.
Does he? Is that true?
You know, here's the guy who runs Good Morning America.
#1 date.
You never see him. You never hear him. They don't even let him in the studio. Guy comes over here and all of a sudden is introducing his family members. What is this?
And I'm trying to learn something about daytime television.
And nighttime television,
I have to come to learn about show business here.
That's right. Now, they gave him a promotion. Good Morning America is doing so well, they put him in charge of late night.
Right.
And Rick Dees. Now, what's new on that front?
Yeah, what's the situation?
Rick is going to step down for a while.
Yeah, we read that.
And we have...
Looks like your son is taking over.
we will announce that we have a number of people subbing for the summer. Suzanne Summers will do 2 weeks. And
we read on what's wrong with us.
Well, you don't have the time, Reach.
What do you mean we don't have the time? Of course we have the time.
I've been after you for years.
Let me give you a great idea. Free, Phil.
You got it.
Just rerun this show at midnight. What's the problem with that? Let's go. Let's hear an answer to that one, Big Phil.
You're so expensive, you see, we can't make any money.
You just take the show and play it at midnight. Right up like that.
Absolutely.
Ratings will go sky
All
high.
those NBC stations and CBS stations you're on would love it, wouldn't they?
As long as they get us first, they don't care.
I'll bet.
He's a million
Talked his way out of that one again. Nice to see you, Phil.
That's how you become a television executive. You just keep talking till you beat the talent down. And I'm beaten down now.
And never give them a real answer.
Next week, you'll bring in the daughter. Okay, Phil, good.
Well, she's been here already.
He wants to come in here with somebody else.
Have grandchildren running around pretty soon.
Monday, Alan King will be here. Phil, we're trying to do a show now. Please keep him out of the studio, will you? Let Joan London introduce him or somebody over there.
Can we ask him what the response has been from the American public about Joan London's hair?
Isn't it magnificent?
She looks fantastic.
It's spreading all over the country.
What, her hair?
Her hair. Only her hairdresser knows how popular
thanks
that
again
is.
for stopping by.
Reed, you may work for this man
Nobody knows
someday.
who this man is, but this is a television executive. Phil Buth, once very big in Buffalo. Why don't they leave us alone, you know? Alan King here on Monday. In 1980, Alan starred in the film Just Tell Me What You Want. His co-star in that film was a popular actress model who first came to the national attention from her role in Love Story and recently wrote a big best-selling biography. So who is that co-star of Alan King's from Just Tell Me What You Want? Now on our show today from the Wonder Years, the father, Dan Luria, who incidentally is starring in Other People's Money off Broadway.
I've yet to see it.
Well, you better go quickly.
Sunday
It
night
closes Sunday, and it had a marvelous run, nearly 3 years here in New York.
I'm a little behind. I had a baby and built a house. Got a few things to catch up on, don't I?
You do.
Also, wonderful John Frieda is here. He's married to the pop star Lulu, you know, and he's from England, and he has salons all over the country and in England, and he's a fine, fine hairdresser. He's going to show us hairstyling tips you can do yourself, and in a very short time. Also, the lovely actress Melody Thomas Scott from Young and the Restless.
At the Daytime Emmys last night. She'll be with a first-class report, you know, first-hand report of what happened.
Speaking of first-hand reports, Claudia Cohen's here with the latest, if you can take any more, on Julia Roberts and Gina Davis and Cody creaming Samantha at the party yesterday.
Here's lightning breaking over Oregon, Portland, Oregon. This is the home of our trivia contestant today, Rick Baran.
Very good.
Hey,
Hi, Rick. How you doing?
Just fine, thank you. And yourself?
Good. What do you
That's
do
in
for a
our man's
living?
voice.
Yeah, it is.
I'm sorry?
What do you do for a living?
My official title is Environmental Specialist for St. Vincent de Paul. And between cleaning and taking care of gardening and such, it's also my job duty to keep everybody happy.
St. Vincent de Paul, they're the folks who do so much for every city they're in, right?
Right.
Yeah. It's a matter of, well, anyway. So what else is new?
I'm very honored to be on your show.
Yeah.
It is a great pleasure. It's a weird feeling listening to you over the phone. It's like listening to you on the radio.
You know, it's a wonder this postcard reached us with this address you gave it. I just happened to notice it. This is the first time I've seen this new address. Kathy Lee and Regis.
Ah! Love you, Rick. Love you, babe.
Love you too.
Lucky
mean the way it
lucky I
should
didn't see
be?
that first, Rick.
Well, I've always been taught it's ladies first.
Yeah.
That's very,
Well,
he
that's
sounds
very
like a
nice.
delightful young
Yeah,
man.
He's all
And
right.
you are a wonderful person.
Rick, can we get on with the show? First I had to fight my way through Phil Booth. Now I got a Rick here. Rick.
Yes.
The question was, who co-starred with Alan King in Just Tell Me What You Want?
The also beautiful, as long as Kathy Lee, Ally McGraw.
That's
You're
it,
so
you
right,
got it.
Rick. This guy's adorable. Rick, please pick a number between 1 and 176.
Number 9.
9. Number 9.
Congratulations, Rick. You and our lucky audience winner have both won Ray-Ban leather sunglasses. Classic styles with rich leather accents, plus sun-sensitive gradient fashion lenses for wear indoors and out. Your prize is worth over $130.
Well, there you go, a pair of Ray-Bans. Wonderful sunglasses. Hope you can use them. We'll be right back with Dan Luria from the Wonder Years in a moment.
Still ahead on Live from the Young and the Restless, the beautiful Melody Thomas Scott. Hairstyling tips that you can do yourself. And Claudia Cohen with the latest on Julia Roberts and Gina Davis.
How can you tell if something's high quality?
Well, you can squeeze it, snip it, thump it, or bump it, but if you can't pump it, it's not a ballpark, Frank.
Ballpark Beef Franks are the high-quality hot dogs that plump when you cook them, because they're always made with fresh, lean, 100% beef.
So go ahead and peel it, weigh it, press it, and caress it, but if you can't pump it, it's not a ballpark, Frank.
They plump when you cook them.
I think I'll make fresh dressing.
Good seasons?
Mm-hmm.
Which oil?
Pick a light one.
Dressing's great.
Good seasons, you make it fresh, you make it best.
Of course I killed them. I just aimed, shot, and killed those little creeps myself.
Faster killing black flag ant and roach killer kills with an exterminator-proven ingredient.
They all deserve to die.
Black flag.
ShopRite does more to save you more.
Only ShopRite saves me money in so many ways.
With everyday low prices.
I save money every time I'm here, with or without a sale.
Over 1,500 items on sale.
With so much on sale, I'm bound to save more on what I need.
90-day locked-in savings.
The price I want is there when I'm there, week after week.
The Price Plus Club Card.
I get extra discounts automatically.
We save you money.
More money.
ShopRite does it right.
More and more people today are having a difficult time paying their bills. I think a second mortgage loan from Champion could be the solution to all those problems. Get rid of those 18 and 19% high rate charge accounts permanently. Reduce your monthly payments. Start putting some money away into your savings account each month. And at the same time, write off the interest on your tax return at the end of the year. 1-800-CHAMPION. It's the only number you'll ever have to remember for all your second mortgage needs. When your bank says no, Champion says yes.
They all came with T-shirts that say Regis and then they turned around and Kathy Lee is on the back.
Clever.
But it's so thin that it's hard to make out. But your heart was in the right place. Did you hear? Cody hit Samantha?
Thank Frankie for going to so much trouble.
Yeah,
That's
thanks
nice.
a lot, ladies. That is nice. All right, he plays Fred Savage's dad, Jack Arnold, on The Wonder Years, but he's a multi-talented actor and quite a producer, writer as well. Used to be on our show years ago when he played the killer pimp on One Life to Live.
Every soap needs one.
And now, of course, you can see him through the end of this week in Other People's Money, a wonderful off-Broadway show being turned into a motion picture
That's
now
what I read, yeah.
here in New York. Here's Dan Lauria. Hey, Danny.
Thanks for
How
having
you
me.
doing, buddy?
Hi, Catherine. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Come on in.
This is nice.
Yeah. Nice to have you back. Welcome back to our show.
Ah, good to be back in New York.
So many years ago, working over here on the soap, and
Well, the soap was your saving ground. I mean,
That's
the
right.
guest star didn't show up. You ran
We
across
always
the
called.
street and said, "Who wants to be on the show?"
We still do that.
Still do that. That's right.
But you know, even before that, when Dan was starting out, he was working at what has become sort of a mystical place in New York's
Oh,
past
right.
for actors.
Yeah,
It was called the Cafe Central.
Cafe Central. When I worked there, the bartenders were Bruce Willis and Eddie O'Neill, and John Goodman was even the doorman there for a while.
Treat Williams used to hang out there all
Doorman, a nice word for bouncer.
That place is
well,
fun,
John was
though.
always the biggest.
And they're all, but everybody was there, and they were all just starting out.
And
right?
we were all off-Broadway actors, you know,
Yeah.
doing our thing. and,
Paulie Herman was.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize what fine actors some of these people. I mean, Bruce Willis was one of the finest stage actors I'd ever seen.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, he's
A lot of off-Broadway stuff in those
yeah,
days,
and it's
Dan?
a shit. You know, being a star that he is now, it's hard to maintain that status unless the movies he makes make money, which usually means the worst movies. But when he does a great performance like In Country, and it doesn't, you know, a lot of people didn't go see it, so they say, well, Bruce, see, you got to do a commercial movie.
You got to do action movies.
Yeah, action movie. Let's blow up cars. That's it.
Yeah.
But
You got
Bruce
to do
Willis
stuff
was
for your
a-
soul along the way, too, though.
Yeah, and I know Bruce, he would rather do that. You know, he's a dedicated actor.
Well, now, how are things on the Wonder Years? That boy is he's getting bigger and older, and how much longer can we hold out?
No, the show, as he gets older, the show will grow with him. I mean,
will it?
Fred's great.
He's still got that face, though. He still looks like a kid.
Yeah, but he's...
But you know the guy
He
who-
has an adult responsibility, and he handles it very well. He's a
an
pleasure
amazing
to
kid,
work
isn't
with.
he?
Yeah.
But Dan, you know the one who looks a little bit like you is the
Jason.
Other guy. Yeah, Jason.
Yeah, that's
Here's Jason. And there's the
I don't know if Jason will take that as a compliment, but...
And I love Paul back there. Now, he's not a member of the family, but he sort of is.
Just hangs around, yeah. Gets
Yeah,
his face in the
Josh, a lot of people think Fred hasn't grown. Fred's grown 3 inches, but Josh grew 9 in 1 year.
Oh, no kidding.
Tough to get a 2-shot on the two of them now, huh?
It's like Laurel and Hardy.
What's your
Brett and
relationship
Jeff.
like with him?
With Fred?
Fred, yeah.
Fred's great. I mean, we're real close. I mean, you're talking about those rag magazines. I left the show 2 shows early this year in order to do the play, and one of those rag magazines wrote that I left because I couldn't stand Fred. Which is, so I personally think Fred, if the public will accept him as an actor when this is over, he will become the next Jack Lemmon. And if they don't, I think he's going to be the next Ron Howard.
He'll go into directing? You mean?
I think he'll be a great film.
And if they really reject him, he could be the next Regis Philbin. I mean, if they really hate his guts.
No, he's, we have a little thing that we do. When I first went on the show, we would make bets, and if he lost, he had to watch an old movie. I have 500 old films. And all I had to do was walk in and say black and white, and he'd go screaming out of the studio. But now he makes bets with me, and he deliberately loses. And he's about the only 15-year-old kid I know who's seen every Preston Sturges film.
And you have them all in your own personal collection?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's good for you. You really are a film buff, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
You love this business, huh?
Oh, every aspect of it.
But now, how does it feel? Because now you've just joined Other People's Money, this summer?
Yeah.
And, you know, you're coming in at the tail end of a great, long, nearly 3-year run.
Yeah, 3-year run.
And now you're closing.
I killed the show. No, it's a great play, and I just feel, you know, it's great for me to come back to New York.
Sure.
I mean, I love New York. You see things in New York that you would not see anywhere else.
That's
I mean, I'm on a train the other day going out to Long Island to see my folks, and this is not a joke. I really heard it. 2 conductors are walking by. First conductor says to the other one, "I know you know the guy, big Italian guy. His name begins with an S." The other guy goes, "Gerba?" It's New York. Yeah. Where are you going to hear that other than here?
That's funny.
Oh,
now,
public school system's in a lot of trouble.
You know once in a while how they raffle somebody off at these auctions to raise money for charity? Yeah. Well, that recently happened to you, right? And something nice happened from it.
Oh, yes. I was I'm a spokesman for Big Brother. I have 3 little brothers. Little brothers. They're 28, 27, and 20. I've had them since they were teenagers. And I was auctioned off, and that was okay. But I met my girlfriend there, Leanna Moore, the pretty one.
Did she buy you? Did she buy you?
No, she didn't even bid.
Oh, I thought she bought you.
No.
Oh, well, she's pretty.
She is.
Well, who did buy you?
A girl named Patsy Jo. Oh, I was second highest.
Really?
Yeah, I was very flattered by that.
How much?
I went for like $3,000, I think. But Michael Crawford went for 25 grand.
Oh.
I hear it was a woman's entire life savings. She wanted to be with Michael Crawford.
Auctions
it was
are
Joy
a little...
Philbin, I think.
I'm a little leery about that. I don't think I'll do another one of those. When I heard that, I was a little...
Yeah, some people get carried away. I mean, come on, it's just a date.
Yeah. But the worst part would be if nobody bid for you. Wouldn't that be the worst?
Oh, they had a couple out there we could tell it was their mother bidding
planted.
On them. A couple of plants. All I know is I beat Ed Marinaro by $200.
Good for you. Yeah. Big hulking stud stallion Ed.
I know.
Yeah. All right, well, let's take a look at a clip from Wonder Years, all right? Sure. It's always fun to see these things. Now, in this one, you're interfering with your son's attempt to flirt with a cute waitress.
Oh, yeah. That was fun.
All right, let's take a look at now Dan Lorien, Wonder Years.
Can I warm that up for you?
Oh, sure. And get the kid a ginger ale.
Kid? Ginger ale?
Dad, I'm drinking coffee, okay?
Oh, right. It's drinking coffee.
I couldn't believe it. The big lummox had sold me out. Okay, then. If he wanted to play rough.
So, Dad, you think Mom's expecting us?
Huh?
You know, my mom, your wife.
What are you talking about?
Of course, you can't get us home because you got us lost, right?
Funny stuff. That's a great show. Great show.
Good writers.
Very difficult for him to do those things while he's waiting for the narrator. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's. We actually have someone on the set reading the narration, and the narrator that the audience hears is Danny Stern.
Yes, we just had Danny on a couple of weeks ago.
Fine actor. He's also directs some of our shows.
Yes. I didn't know that.
Well, Dan, it's great to see you again. Glad everything's going so well.
Yeah,
Thanks so much for stopping by, okay?
Not just the pimp anymore.
No, not anymore.
You're a dad.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Dan Lorien, Wonder Years. Right back with some great hairstyling tips in a moment.
Monday on Live, funny guy Alan King.
Our newspaper editor always orders the same thing.
Turkey on wheat, no mayo. Cutting down on fat.
Lester, stop the presses. I've got new Kraft-free non-fat mayonnaise dressing. That's right, not just cholesterol-free, but fat-free, too.
Fat-free? How's it taste?
Fresh and creamy.
Connie, I'm putting you on the front page.
Maybe this Kraft-free can make me famous. Don't forget, only creamy new Kraft-free is fat-free.
Forget something? Bakos. For great bacony crunch without cholesterol, bring home the Bakos.
This summer, take the long way home. Run through a sprinkler. Relax with a good old-fashioned taste of Country Time lemonade. And take summer slowly, one sip at a time.
It feels so good to have someone to count on, and I depend on you to know what's going on. You're the one I need, you're my helping hand. I believe in you from beginning to end. There's so much that we've been through. I believe I've got a friend in you. I believe in Eyewitness News. Believe in Eyewitness News.
I don't settle for second best in anything I do. That's why I don't watch anything but Eyewitness News.
Look at this. Westchester at 10,
On the island at noon, Jersey at 2. In this job, I really get around. I'm sort of the eyewitness news of package delivery.
Meatloaf's in the oven, dog's been fed, kids are doing their homework. Now it's my time to relax and watch Eyewitness News.
I believe in Eyewitness News. Believe in Eyewitness News.
All right, he's got 4 salons in London and New York, and of course, constantly working with stars like Jane Seymour and Glenn Close on their
Poor
sets.
guy.
But he's developed a quick and effective way to style hair in just minutes, which is what they have to do in the movies, right?
That's right.
Nice to see you again, John. John Frieda, of course, our guest right now. And what do we have here?
Well, we have very fine straight hair. Monica's hair is very flat, and it's very hard for her to get body in it. So I'm going to show a couple of quick techniques that are easy to do at home. Now, the first thing is, what I'm going to do, I've already started here, but I'm going to take a section here on, the good thing is you can do this on dry hair, so it's very, very fast. Now, this is an ordinary styling lotion, any kind of styling lotion, a spray one, though, not a mousse or a gel. So you can spray it, you can see just at the roots only. And then I lift the roots up, flip it over, and put one of these little ordinary silver clips and put it in right at the root, so I get that lift at the root. Then I'm taking another section here, exactly the same thing, spray the lotion only at the roots again. Now this time I'm going to just flip it the other way, over like that, and put the clip again right at the root, so the lotion is getting the lift at the roots. I'm going to, excuse me, Regis, I'm going to come around this side now. And do exactly the same here, another little section, spray, again, the roots only, lift the roots. This time, I'm only going to put the clip at the root, because on this particular section of hair, I don't want to get any curl in that piece. And then finally, another one here.
You have a particular style in mind that you're going after, obviously.
Yeah, but the thing with this kind of technique is that if you want to get body and fullness, but you want it to look modern, by clipping the roots only, what happens is that you get the fullness underneath, and you don't get too much bend in the ends.
So it doesn't look like it's been set with curls.
Exactly, and that always makes it look a little old-fashioned.
Well, but how do you know how it's all going to come out when you take those things out?
Well, we're going to see in a moment.
Yeah.
I mean, but that, you can see how...
Now it all sits there and dries for a few minutes?
Yeah, and it's very, very fast, and that's, we just dry it for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
And
so, Monica, if you'll wait for us over there,
over.
we'll call you back in just a second. Now, and here's our second lady right here.
Right, now, with Sharon, she has the opposite type of problem. It's if we look at the back of her hair, you can see that's how it is naturally. It's very frizzy, curly, and it has too much body. And this hair type is very difficult to get looking smooth. It normally takes ages to get smooth.
Blow drying it out.
Blow drying it takes hours, forever. So what I'm going to do is show like a very quick way, a trick to get it smooth in a fraction of the time. Now the first thing you do is after you've shampooed your hair, you put mousse all the way over the hair. And then take a dryer and a brush, like one of these kind of brushes, and just put your head upside down and just keep brushing it with the brush very, very quickly, any old way. You don't have to spend time. I mean, that literally takes just a couple of minutes, and get it to the point that we call the conversion point. That's the point that the hair is almost dry. And at that minute, you then, what I've done here is I've just taken these 3 sections on the top, which is part of what we call the crucial zones. This top section...
This is like building an atomic bomb. The conversion point, the crucial zone.
Very technical.
Just do a hair, will you please?
And this hairline section, again, those 2 sections, the top and the front.
It's going to frame the face.
Exactly, because what you do is you just dry that, and that covers the whole of the head.
Is she ready to be
converted
or something?
And then the last thing, this section, if you're blow drying hair smooth, there are 2 ways to do it. One is to take body out, and one is to dry it smooth to put the body in. If you want to take the body out, as you're drying it, you keep the dryer on the brush as it's going all the way down the hair, and that smooths it out and it takes it very, very flat. If you want to smooth it and get body in the hair, you do it differently. You wrap the brush around the hair, and then keep the dryer on it, but don't move the brush until you take the dryer away. Then you put it on, and then you take, and that way you get it smooth, and you actually keep the body in the hair rather than taking it out. So very thick hair.
Now, her hair naturally is what I tried to do with the perm. Are you not happy with your hair this way?
Well, it's natural, so sometimes I like to change it.
You like to change it, but it's so pretty.
Right, then all you do is just put a head upside down, brush it all through. One more clip there, take that one out.
After all that, look at them, he's going crazy here.
And then put your head
That's
up.
the fun of it. Don't you love to get your hands in hair?
And it all comes, oh, look how nice she looks.
Now,
pretty girl.
You see, if you look at that, and all the back section is covered, because the top section...
But that gives it body underneath.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, what is your name?
Sharon.
Sharon, look right into that camera right there. We're going to do a little split screen. Poor...
Not very nice of us, was it?
What did they do to Sharon for that before picture? They worked longer on it for the before picture than they did for the after picture. But you look great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nice job. Now we're going to bring back Monica. And here she is right here.
Okay, Monica's dried.
We've reached the conversion point.
We've gone beyond the conversion point.
We're beyond that.
It's beyond the conversion point.
It's now dry, so all you do is just take those sections out, and then, again, put your head upside down, take a blow dryer, and just brush it all through.
It's going to have that tousled look.
Unbelievable, and it's all going to fall back in place.
It's going to look adorable. You can just tell it's going to.
Just keep brushing it up. It's important to brush it upside down.
Upside down. Okay, Monica, you can come up, my darling. I got worried a little bit there, you know.
Now.
It's Cheryl's before picture.
Then just brush it back. And you can see.
Are you sure, John? Is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, now look at the camera.
It's the tousled look.
You have all that body and fullness in it. If we go to the before shot.
All right, there's the split screen.
And you can see how it's got all that body just in a few minutes.
And somehow she's even got lipstick on.
But also, it looks very natural. It's not stiff and sticky, and it's very quick and easy to do.
Good,
all right.
Good tips, John.
One of John's salons is on Madison Avenue, and we thank you very much, John Frieda, for being with us. Thanks, Monica.
Thanks, Monica.
Thanks, Sharon.
Thanks, Sharon.
We'll be right back. Melody Thomas Scott from The Young and the Restless in a moment.
Good tip.
Tuesday on Live, romantic balladeer Johnny Gill.
I've got dinner plans with Jill and Tracy. So I called Jill. She likes Chinese. I called Tracy. She had Chinese for lunch and wants Italian. So I called back Jill. She's not up for Italian. All this calling back and forth makes me wanna...
Wait. With three-way calling, you can talk to two people in two different places at the same time. To order and get the connection free, call 1-800-THE-TONE.
Great! Let's go bowling instead!
New York telephone.
Don't you just love the sun? It feels so good on your skin. And now with Almay Sun Care, you can be good to your skin in the sun. Sun care that's skin care. That's Almay. Fragrance-free, the way you want it. Hypoallergenic, softening, soothing, PABA-free, and alcohol-free too. In oil-free and moisturizing formulas for your type of skin. Almay Sun Care, just in time for summer.
At Dorney Park in Wildwater Kingdom, we have a slightly different idea of what a business suit should look like. You see, you don't get to be the #1 water park and one of the top amusement parks in the nation by spending all your time in the office. Sometimes you just gotta take the day off, or everything could start going downhill fast. So go with the flow. Come on, grab the family, wheel on over, and join the rest of the suits.
Discount coupons available at participating Pizza Hut restaurants.
Ajax was here.
Ajax was here.
Ajax, stronger than dirt.
Just visiting with some of the folks up there. You know our appearance at the Oakdale Music Center up in Wallingford, Connecticut?
Yes.
I don't know. She's telling me it's sold out. It can't be sold out yet.
We have 2 shows.
2 shows. That's why we're doing 2 shows, because we know the first one. But anyway,
Both of them are?
no, I think there are still tickets up. We'll be up there on August 3rd, I think, right? 2nd, yeah. One of those days, we'll be by.
August 3rd is Kenny Rogers, and he's sold out. No.
All right, there she is now from The Young and the Restless for the past 12 years. Here's Melody Thomas Scott.
How are you? So glamorous, Melody.
Yes, I like that.
Thank you.
I like that. What do they call that?
Silk?
I was going to say like a smoking jacket.
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Little ascot. I'd look great in that with a little ascot. You know?
Would you like to try
No,
that?
I'm kidding.
You'd look so goony, Reach.
All right, let us talk about those Daytime Emmy Awards, and congratulations to Peter
Thank you.
Bergman,
who plays your husband on the show.
I'm so thrilled for him.
Yeah.
And Jess Walton.
He was really, it was very touching last night to see him win.
Yes, I was like this, watching him accept that.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, that's great.
The show lost. We're losers, but you know what?
But not in the ratings
I think
department.
we were absolutely, well, we're still number one. We're still the best.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know why critics so rarely agree with, you know, with the public. It's always, it seems to be a big contrast.
I don't know. It's a mystery. A lot of the nominations and results, you just never know.
You've been there 12 years?
Yeah.
It's a long time.
But we're happy losers.
Yeah.
Well, you're also married to the executive producer.
Yes.
So what's it like when...
How did he take all this?
Yes.
How did he
Has a question been answered?
There's a question in there somewhere. You started it, you finished
I know. I was reading a lot about Melody, and she's a really interesting background. And so you had been on the show quite a long time before you and your husband got together, and in fact, you even dated secretly to keep it from the cast for a while.
Well, you have been reading, haven't you? Melody, what kind of magazines have you been reading?
All the press stuff that your people send us.
Okay.
But also, did you know she played Tippi Hedren as a child?
Got it right here.
That's right.
Yeah, in Marnie?
Yes.
In Marnie.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So she worked with Hitchcock, and you said you were terrified of him.
Do you remember much about him?
Well, just being very frightened of him. I mean, he was just this massive, big guy that breathed loud, and to an 8-year-old, that's pretty scary. It's pretty scary to a 35-year-old.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Well, Tippi Hedren has some bad memories of that situation too. I think he's very difficult, but he had no manner with children. then. No tenderness. No.
You do this, and you better do it.
Whoa.
And here's another shot. You're growing up here. This is 1971, The
I
Beguiled
shouldn't
with
be
Clint
showing
Eastwood.
people this. The fat one is me here.
Yeah, but you got fat on purpose for that.
I did. Without any guarantee of getting the part, I had heard that everything had been cast except the part of the chubby girl, and so I just started eating like crazy and gained 20 pounds when I was 13. And I got it, so it worked.
Clint Eastwood looks a little bit like Huey Lewis in the news, doesn't he?
A little bit.
Yeah. Well, what was it like working with Clint in those days?
Oh, it was great.
Yeah?
Being a young teenager, having, you know, him there on the set every day was wonderful. He gave all the girls a little kiss on the cheek. And
wow.
You made
they were
another
happy.
movie with him later on, too, didn't you?
Well, I didn't really work directly with him. I did a small thing in Dirty Harry. But, oh, now here's my favorite.
You've been busy, Melody.
I'm very busy, yes.
This little girl, is this Elizabeth?
This is Elizabeth, my 2.5-year-old. This is my stepdaughter, Jennifer.
And I love your wallpaper.
Oh, it's fabric, actually.
Is it fabric?
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yes, thank you. Okay, now that's good. Now let's move on.
See that.
This is Alexandra.
Now, who's
She's
that?
8. That's my daughter.
That's your daughter. Well, you've got quite a family, haven't you?
Yeah,
And this is
And there's
Elizabeth
another
again.
shot of Elizabeth
Yeah.
growing up, who looks a
Yeah.
lot like you,
Oh,
I think.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Are you
you.
teaching her to be ecologically minded,
Oh,
aren't you?
absolutely, yes. I'm a spokesperson for the Save the Earth Foundation.
What do you
and,
do? How do you teach your youngster to be ecologically? Or is it ecological?
Well, with the baby, she doesn't know it, but she's a cloth diaper baby, or was. Oh, we're finally
Are you out of
trained. But the 8-year-old, all the kids at school are just growing up learning how to recycle and turn the water off when they brush their teeth. And
Yeah, it really
all these
has to
things
become
that
a
just
part of
become
their
automatic.
lifestyle,
Yes.
doesn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And a necessary one.
Yeah.
And we've been so spoiled for so long in this country.
Absolutely. So we're doing everything we can.
So now you're heading back to California?
Well, tomorrow I have a Save the Earth Celebrity Benefit Luncheon at
Now,
the
where's
Plaza.
that going to be held?
At the Plaza Hotel.
Is that open for the public?
Well, it was until yesterday. We had to stop ticket sales yesterday. But it's our second annual, so we hope to have it every year.
Atta girl.
And then home on Sunday and see the kids.
Oh, great. Nice to have you here in New York.
Very
and
nice.
thanks so
Thank
much
you.
for all you do.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Right back with Claudia, the latest on Julia Roberts, and
more.
And Gina Davis.
Production travel assistance provided by Best Western. With 1,800 places to stay across the USA, you'll find the right place at the right price. Best Western. And Wednesday on Live, the Clever Cleavers return with the fixings for an old-fashioned barbecue.
He came speeding out of the alley. I couldn't stop. There were police reports, doctor visits. Then their insurance adjuster started calling. I needed my own lawyer, fast. I called a number I saw on TV, thinking it was a law firm that specialized in injury cases. It wasn't. It was just a switchboard, and they sent me to someone I never heard of. I had enough problems without worrying about my lawyer. You asking why I chose Jacoby & Myers?
If you're into combat and feel it's time for a change, meet Raid Max. Only Raid Max roach bait attacks with sulfluramide, an insecticide no other roach bait can beat. In fact, we're so sure Raid Max roach bait will work for you, we guarantee it. Raid Max, also available in a special formula large roach bait. When Raid Max attacks, you win.
If you're watching your weight like me, now you don't have to give up the delicious taste of ice cream. Introducing Ultra Slim Fast Frozen Delight.
It's Frozen Delight.
Rich and creamy, lots of luscious flavors.
Ultra Slim Fast Frozen Delight.
Because it's Ultra Slim Fast, it's healthy and delicious.
It's more than good, it's good for you.
New Ultra Slim Fast Frozen Delight. Look for it in the ice cream section.
The Slim Fast way of life.
For most stores, this is just another ordinary Friday in June, but not at Newmark & Lewis. That's right, today is July 4th at Newmark & Lewis. Because this year, Newmark & Lewis is turning July 4th into a 10-day event with the best brand names in home electronics and appliances, all at our guaranteed low prices. So start celebrating July 4th today. And next weekend, while everyone is stuck in traffic going from store to store, you can go to the beach, knowing you got a guaranteed low price.
Claudia's here.
Sounded like the Lone Ranger just walked in.
Well,
Well, a lot of excitement yesterday, huh?
Well, there certainly was a lot of excitement. I have to tell you, you know, Cody is the sweetest little boy in the world. He is just a doll. I know he didn't mean to.
How do you know he didn't mean it? How do you know he didn't mean it?
I know he didn't.
How many times did he kiss her afterwards? He felt so bad.
He came up to her afterwards. He leaned over. He gave her a kiss. He's so sweet. I know he didn't mean it.
And then he smacked her with this telephone.
No. He kissed her after.
But now let me ask you something. Did his mommy reprimand him?
Oh, yes.
Did she spank him?
Well, I didn't see that, but...
I did. I don't like to spank children, but I took his little hand and I was very forceful. I said, you don't hurt little people.
Oh, well, I do have to tell you, though. I mean, as I said, I understand. I totally understand. I know he didn't mean it, but speaking as Samantha's mother, I just have to tell you, the wedding is off.
Oh, no!
Yes, that's what we want to hear.
Way to go, Cody.
If we can sneak in the latest about Julia Roberts, we'll be right back in a moment. But who knows?
Wednesday on Live from In Living Color, the hilarious Tommy Davidson.
This old floor looks dim and dingy. This old floor looks dull, it's true. But with Top Top with ammonia, this old floor could look like new.
I don't want to see that dirt no longer. I don't want to see that grime no more.
Older floors have cracks and crevices that trap dirt. Top Job has ammonia. Top Job penetrates deep, dissolves the trapped-in dirt that makes older floors look dull.
When I give this job to Top Job, this old floor could look like new.
Mattress buying used to be a hassle. Not anymore.
Okay, great. I'll take the queen-size Sealy Posturepedic.
More and more people are discovering Tri-A-Bed, the easy way to buy a new mattress. Call us at 1-800-TRI-A-BED from home, the office, even your car, and we'll deliver your new Sealy mattress in as little as 2 hours. Call now and save up to 60% off regular prices, plus free delivery, setup, and removal of your old mattress. Nobody does all that. Call now toll-free, 1-800-TRI-A-BED.
Give me a break, will you? I just want a pack of cigarettes.
I know you can hear me.
Even though your husband seems to have the capacity to recover, there's no telling how long it might take.
How did you learn to do that?
You taught me.
Something very special.
You've got a life back at home.
with friends and family?
I don't remember any of you.
Since you've come home, we haven't made love.
Well, yeah, I'm a little nervous. Really nervous.
Is coming your way July 10th.
You're gonna be fine.
I bought a dog.
One minute you're an attorney, the next you're an imbecile.
You can't let them hurt you, those people.
I don't like who I was, Bradley.
Don't listen to nobody trying to tell you who you are.
You didn't like showing affection in public. It bothered you.
I don't mind so much anymore.
Harrison Ford in a Mike Nichols film, Regarding Henry, rated PG-13. Sneak preview Saturday, July 6th at select theaters.
Okay, here's Claudia now with the latest on Julia Roberts and Gina Davis.
Well, you know, it's hard to believe, but with July 4th looming, summer is really nearly half over. So in Hollywood, they're already discussing, of course, they love to keep track of these things, just who are this season's big winners and losers. And it's not an idle discussion. Summertime can be a real career maker or breaker because some 40% of the year's tickets are sold between May and September. And this year, the man expected to sell more tickets than anyone is, once again, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Exactly. He is back. His Terminator 2, which opens next week, has gotten extraordinary word of mouth. And in private polls conducted by the studios, it got the highest want-to-see rating of all the summer movies among moviegoers. And even in the advanced screenings for the oh-so-sophisticated press, the audiences were wildly cheering. Cheering mostly for the special effects, of course. This is the film said to have cost over $100 million, with $15 million of that going to Arnold. This man, you know, has never made a bad career move. And while this movie, well, it'll never make back its cost here, it certainly will when it's shown internationally. He's the biggest movie star in the world. The other summer movie that figures to take in over $100 million is Robin Hood. Although the really terrible reviews, well, they hurt Kevin Costner's ego, the box office take will only enhance his allure in Hollywood, not to mention his bank account. After Robin Hood's success, insiders believe that Costner's asking price per picture should increase from about, what's around $8 million now to nearly $10 million. And another one of the big summer winners is Billy Crystal. His movie, City Slickers, you know, it opened big, and it's really hung in there week after week, taking in even more money last week than the new Julia Roberts film, Dying Young. And incidentally, one of the funniest bits in City Slickers, if you've seen it, has these urban cowboys riding the range to the strains of the theme song from Bonanza. So the other day, in a kind of tribute, Billy sent a tape of the film to Bonanza star Michael Landon in Malibu so that the ailing actor could watch the film at home with his family, who were there surrounding him. On the female side, the big winner of Summer 91 is definitely Gina Davis. Now, because of where she is in her career, it is Gina and not Susan Sarandon, her co-star, who's going to reap the benefits of the success of Thelma and Louise. Davis is so hot right now, in fact, that after Julia Roberts, she is the one being sent all the great scripts in town, and she is the one who has been chosen to replace Deborah Winger in the hot new Penny Marshall movie about a girls' baseball team. That's the one co-starring Madonna. As for the big losers of the season, well, so far there's only one. You can probably guess who it is, Bruce Willis. Now, his Hudson Hawk makes for 2 big bombs in a year at the box office after Bonfire of the Vanities. And what really hurts, what hurts the studios, that is that Bruce was paid $10 million for this stinker. Making matters worse, when he was faced with criticism over what these kinds of salaries are doing to movie making, Bruce responded that the real culprits are the movie unions. Well, union members felt pretty strongly about this. Last week, in fact, when Bruce visited the set of Hook, and movie crews are pretty blasé, they've seen all the big stars. When he went to Hook, though, this Steven Spielberg movie about the Peter Pan saga, the second Brucey boy got out onto the soundstage, he was greeted by an extraordinary, welcoming chorus of hisses and boos from the technicians. Visiting the set of Hook actually has become the in thing to do in Hollywood, and never more so than this week, the first week that Julia Roberts has been there to shoot her scenes. Julia, of course, plays Tinker Bell. It's a small part. She'll only be working for a month and earning only $2.5 million, but it's a very demanding role, one Julia's telling friends she's glad she can immerse herself in right now to try and forget all about her canceled wedding. Every day, Julia gets strapped into a tight, uncomfortable harness and is photographed flying against a bright blue backdrop. On the screen, she'll appear only a few inches tall, just like that. Off the screen, she's keeping to herself, being comforted by actor Jason Patric. I'm assured that their romance is very real. And we're going to be hearing, of course, a lot more about that.
We just want everybody to be happy. Don't we, Claudia?
How much time
Julia
do we have?
deserves all the happiness that she can get.
Yes,
I
she
guess
does.
she's been through a lot at 23, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I think she's weathered it well, though, so far.
All right, have a nice weekend.
Have a great weekend.
We'll be right back in a
Sorry
moment.
about your marathon.
Thursday on Live from this summer's hottest film, Rocketeer, the beautiful Jennifer Connelly.
Staying trim is hard work. That's why I created Fit and Easy, a line of fresh Purdue chicken, oven stuffer, and turkey that comes skinless and boneless. And because they're already trimmed, sliced, and filleted, these meaty marvels are ready to jump into your favorite recipes. No skin, no bones, no work. I've done all I can. The rest is up to you. Come on, ladies, let's move it.
You call that a bathing suit? I could floss my teeth with that thing.
You really think you've got the bod for this?
What? She's not gonna have to worry about a bod.
I'm worried. Someone might see this big white thing lying on the beach and decide to harpoon her or something.
It happens to be the biggest thing this season.
You call that big? Look, Melissa, remember how I said I wouldn't ground you anymore?
Uh-huh.
Remember how I said you were old enough to make your own decisions?
Uh-huh.
I lied.
Dad.
You're grounded.
Till when?
Fall.
Where's the dog?
Body surfing?
Pass the iced tea.
4C, the official iced tea of the Davis family.
Out of all the channels on television, only Showtime has the movies Dick Tracy, RoboCop 2, Total Recall. None of the others will have them for over a year. The fact is, Showtime shows over 70 different commercial-free movies every month. Plus variety, family shows, championship boxing. Showtime, we entertain you like no one can.
Time daily in Gypsy. On Broadway through July 14th only. Call 307-4100. Now it's your turn to see Gypsy.
If someone you love suffers from mental illness, we can help. Call Friends and Advocates of the Mentally Ill at 212-684-FAMI.
North Shore Animal League in Port Washington, Long Island is just the place to adopt a free pet. You'll get a bunch of free gifts, too. So come to North Shore Animal League and adopt today.
By the way, last night Freddie Roman was hysterical.
Alan King is on the show on Monday.
And our over 30 model contest.
Bye-bye,
Have a great weekend.
Some members of our studio audience will receive the following: Louisiana specially blended for iced tea. That's why people who like iced tea love Louisiana. Available in regular or decaf. Paul Mitchell Professional Salon Products, luxurious hair care and styling tools. Never tested on animals. Paul Mitchell, your style demands it. Singer's 5-in-1 coffee tea maker. Grinds beans, then brews coffee. Brews tea. Makes fresh iced coffee and tea, too. Singer. TheraGran M multivitamins with minerals. Carefully formulated to reflect the way we live today. TheraGran M, fine-tuned for the way you live. Monday on Live, the hilarious Alan King. When 2.5. And hear how Corin Nemec, the real Parker Lewis, can't lose because he's having too much fun, both on camera and off. Plus, Chef Tell schools Regis in the art, skill, and surgical technique of expertly filleting a fish. Also, 5 months have passed since this couple said "I do" on Live. We've brought them back to see if the honeymoon is still bliss. You be the judge. Next on Live. And now, here's Regis Philbin and Kathy Lee Gifford.
Hi, everybody.
Everybody, nice to see you. Wednesday, July 10th, 1991. Even as you look at us right now, we are probably sunbathing on the beaches of Monte Carlo.
Are you in your thong?
I'm in my thong.
Is that a great word?
I'm in
thong.
my thong, creating a sensation on the beach.
Everybody went, they all laughed.
Here comes the thong.
Oh, no.
But we do have an all-new show for you today. Yeah, as a matter of fact.
Who we got, Reach? Tell the
Well,
folks.
I'll tell you who we got. Leslie Nielsen, just the hottest guy in the business right now.
Oh, my gosh.
Sensational reviews and two smoking, what is a Naked Gun?
Naked Gun,
2.5.
The smell of fear. That's what I have every morning when I come here to sit with you. I have the smell of fear.
And we have Parker Lewis from television.
Yes, Corin Nemec.
Corin Nemec will be here. And Chef Tell?
How to fillet a fish.
I guess we've run out of things to do with Chef Tell. We're down to how to peel a potato next week. You know, when you use a guy for 12 years, I guess...
And we're in sweeps right now, right?
Yeah, well, Gelman doesn't care
How to fillet a fish. Also.
And we're going to do a little follow-up on our wedded couple from last Valentine's Day.
Kathleen and David Fournier, they were married on Valentine's Day, as Reach said. We paid for everything.
Sent them on their honeymoon.
They went to Cancun.
Cancun,
yes.
Sure.
And so they're back with us, and we're going to check up with them and find out how life has been treating them, see if they're still in the bloom of love.
How long has it been?
5 months, I think.
No chance. Okay. All right. Now, let's see. The trivia question is this. Tomorrow, incidentally, we'll have from Northern Exposure Rob Morrow and actress Tracy Scoggins, who's a beautiful lady, and also we're rerunning Madonna in her latest Truth or Dare.
Yeah, we haven't heard from her in about 5 seconds. Why don't we?
In her film Truth or Dare, Madonna visits her hometown, a suburb of a large U.S. city. What city is that? What city does Madonna call home? Okay, that's our question. We'll go right to the phones, and let's go to Hollywood, Maryland. Now, I didn't know they had a Hollywood,
I've never heard of Hollywood, Maryland. I'm from Maryland. I didn't know. We'll
and
find
this
out where it
is Sally Myrick. Hi, Sally. How you doing?
Okay, how are you?
Hi,
Good.
Sally.
Hi.
We're all wondering where Hollywood is.
Well, it's pretty close to Baltimore and Washington, D.C. It's southeast of Washington, D.C., and just south of Baltimore.
Is it like the Hollywood in California with all the movie stars?
Excuse me?
Is it like the Hollywood in California with all the movie stars?
Oh, no, no.
I was just kidding, Sally.
But believe it or
there's a Hollywood, Florida, too, that doesn't have
That's
to
right, yeah.
Right, but believe it or not, we have a California, Maryland, too.
No kidding.
Right.
Now you're getting kinky on us.
Yeah.
California, Maryland. Where's that?
Oh, it's not too far from Hollywood. It's just up the road about 10 minutes.
And you all wonder why I'm a little weird. I came from the state.
You watch us on WJAL?
Yes, I sure do. I get you on WJAL at 10 o'clock and on WBAL at 9 o'clock. So if I miss you at 9, I can always catch you at 10.
My mother does the same thing.
Makes sense to us.
Yeah.
Sally, what do you do there?
I'm a housewife. I have one little boy.
What does your husband do?
He's a school teacher. He's a music teacher.
Oh,
You sound like you're from the South originally.
I am. I'm from North Carolina. I met him at Virginia Beach, and we got married. He had his house up here, so here I am.
Oh, well, that's nice.
You went whitherest he went.
Right, right.
She said, what the heck did she
no
say?
other choice, really, when you got your job here.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to Rehoboth Beach, Delaware?
No, we sure don't. We like it down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach is a big beach.
Better than up here at the beaches.
You know, Rehoboth Beach is celebrating its 100th anniversary this year. It's the 25th anniversary of my mom and dad owning their little inn there. And it's called the nation's summer capital because so many people from Washington have summer homes in Rehoboth. You should go sometime, Sally. You'd enjoy it.
Okay.
Drop by and eat crabs with my mom and dad.
Okay.
All right, Sally, we're asking Madonna. You know, she visits her hometown in her movie Truth or Dare.
Right.
What
I bet
was
Sally
that?
hasn't seen it.
Well, maybe she knows anyway, but what was Madonna's hometown?
I have no idea. I really don't. I'm so disappointed.
Well,
I wonder how many housewives with little boys have gone to see Truth or Dare.
Yeah. And I just have no idea where she's from. I really don't.
Yeah.
Want to take a guess? You're allowed to guess.
I don't know. I think she's from Pennsylvania somewhere, isn't she? Now, I know it's not a city, but I thought the state was, I don't know.
Well, Sally, you sound like a happy person to us.
Well, I am, but I would be happy if I didn't know the answer.
Yeah, well, we'd be happy too, but we got to move on.
Okay.
Send us
All
another
right.
card, Sally. Thank
Bye,
you.
Sally.
Bye-bye.
Now,
Bye-bye,
here's a
hon.
card from York, Pennsylvania.
Just north of Hollywood, Maryland.
Connie Fuller. Hi, Connie.
Hi, Regis. Hi, Kathy Lee.
Hi, Connie. How are you?
I bought my
Fine, thank
first
you.
set of barbells from York, Pennsylvania, from Bob Hoffman.
Did you really? That's straight up the highway from where I live.
And it's still functioning?
Yes, it is.
John Grimmick, Steve Stanko, all those guys still there?
Steve Stanko's there?
I don't know
They were
about
the
that.
they were the great bodybuilders of Hoffman's time. Anyway, Connie, nice to talk with you.
Nice to talk with you. I watch you every morning.
Go on. Who was on yesterday?
Yesterday. Oh, I know.
Connie, don't worry about
Come on,
it.
Connie, we don't have a lot of time. You know what I mean? We've forgotten who was on yesterday, too. Anyway, Connie, nice to talk with you. And let's see, Madonna, her hometown. What do you think it is?
Pontiac, Michigan.
Is that the hometown? That's her hometown. Yeah, very good.
I know that. I've always heard Detroit. Good for you.
Connie, you astounded all of us. You're right, Pontiac, Michigan. We had, you know, just outside of Detroit, but Pontiac is the hometown. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, how did you know that?
Did you see the movie?
No. I don't like her.
Boy, for someone who doesn't like her, you sure know a lot about her.
But you know how I knew that?
How did you know that?
Because I get Entertainment Weekly, and when I heard that it was about Madonna, I quick got this magazine, and it was an interview with her, and it says that she was comes from Pontiac, Michigan, and that's how I knew it.
Oh, how interesting.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have, because I just think she is just yuck.
Easy. Easy does it, Connie.
Oh, that's right. She's your best friend.
Boy, do I miss Sally very much here.
She's going on and on.
Yeah, all right, Connie, good. We understand. No, Madonna, I think Madonna understands it, too.
She elicits powerful responses from
Yes,
people.
that's
People
right.
either love her or
hate her.
But Regis loves her. I forgot. I shouldn't have insulted him that way.
Well, I like her. She was nice to me. Okay,
we want
so
her to be happy.
Yes, we want everybody to be happy, including you.
Yes, we do. Oh, pick a number, please, Connie, between 1 and 170.
46.
Congratulations, Connie. You and our lucky audience winner have both won new sewing convenience from New Home. NL352 features free arm design, color-coded stitch selection, and 11 built-in stitches. Auto-stop bobbin winder and roomy storage compartment makes the model NL352 a special treat. From New Home Sewing Machine Company, your prize is worth over $475.
All right, hope you enjoyed that sewing machine. It's really terrific to have around the house. Now, we're talking about our newlyweds.
Yes.
5 months ago, married right here on our show. Well,
we saw the wedding yesterday.
That's right. The wedding, we repeated the wedding yesterday, yeah. Hope you enjoyed that. In any event, here they are now, fresh from their wedding and from 5 months of wedded bliss, David and Kathleen Fournier. Kathleen, how are you? How you doing, David?
Hello. Welcome back. Hey, Dave.
Nice to see you again.
Have a seat, guys. Well,
I think they still look blushing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
How's it been, kids?
Wonderful.
Great.
That good, huh?
Couldn't be better.
Yeah, but how's it really been?
It's a lot of fun. It really is. There's a lot of responsibility. I think the biggest thing is the commitment.
Yeah.
But it's been fun.
Should have thought about that a little earlier, David.
Before softball.
So you left here and went on the honeymoon down to Mexico?
Right.
And I guess these pictures are part of that?
Yeah.
There you are in the back of a speedboat?
Yeah. That's in one of the channels of the lagoon. Friendly native took us out with 2 other couples, I think, and
he put the throttle on and David flipped off backwards.
Oh my God!
I lost him already.
Sounds like a plot to me.
Yeah.
Las Villas Hotel is where we sent you.
Yeah. Right.
And how was that?
It was fun. It was nice.
They were nice to you?
They had a lot
Very
to do.
nice.
Oh, that's good. Here's David on a jet ski.
3 seconds after
Fell off
that picture.
too.
Fell off that too.
Dumped it.
Well, you better hang tight when they send you up in the airplane.
I thought that was Reg.
Yeah.
I thought you were visiting them.
What's happening here? You're in a lagoon.
That's when he flipped off the boat, swimming, trying to get back on the boat.
Swimming for his life. And here we have...
my favorite spot.
The bar.
That's the poolside bar.
Boy, they make it a little too easy, don't they?
Yeah. It was,
you just swim up there and take it with you.
Where'd you get that one?
What's this?
That's a Mexican tradition. They get the bottle of tequila and they like pour it down your throat.
Then they take your head, they take and shake your head and when you get up.
Slap you around. You have to do it.
What we didn't tell everybody is that after Cancun, we sent them to the Betty Ford Clinic for a week.
And here they are being serenaded by the mariachis.
That was nice. For every little theme that they had, say if you were eating breakfast or lunch or something, they'd have a band there. And I got them to serenade Kathleen.
Well, they usually ask you, what would you like us to play for you? And what did you...
I didn't understand what they were saying.
This isn't working out at all.
Guantanamera or something.
Yeah, Guantanamera was the song that they
Guantanamera.
Right.
And then finally you got home to Rome, New York, and they had another cake for you there, huh?
We didn't know anything about it. Yeah. They had
reception.
a couple of the radio stations and TV
Yeah, you
stations
guys
there.
got an enormous amount of mail around here and a lot of write-ups and papers and so on. It was terrific. Everybody recognize, a lot of people recognize you?
We were in Mexico and people would come up and from Canada, places you would never expect, you know. And we saw your wedding, we knew you were coming here, you know. It was really nice.
We had such a great response. I think we're going to do it every year because it's just a lovely gift.
Marry them every year?
No, a different young deserving couple.
Yeah.
It's really fun for us to be able to do it.
It was a lot of fun.
It was real special.
Well, immediately following the wedding, we had a reception for them, as we all
We
recall.
gave them everything.
At Tavern on the Green, which was right across the street here in New York. And let's take a look at that right now, okay? Ready to see this? Kathleen and David, Kathy and me.
Introduce, for the first time, his husband and wife, a standing ovation for the new Mr. and Mrs. David Fournier.
And here they come, putting this ingredient. The rain is cutting up a rug there. Now they're in love. Easy, David.
Very romantic.
This is what you
There's the wild man right there.
We wish them a lot of luck.
Oh, don't trip it out, monster man. Oh, yeah, the boringest toast you've ever heard in your life.
Good luck.
Well, let's put a damper on everything.
We're having a great time, so that works.
Yeah.
The old garter trick.
He throws it right to Gelman, as I understand.
Kathleen looks so beautiful.
Where's Gelman?
He's looking for Gelman.
Come on! Look at Well, there you go. I don't know if you saw that or not, but that was the reception at Tavern on the Green. Now, when we come back, we're going to have a little surprise for you. We are going to play the Newlywed Game to see how well you're adjusting. Kathy and I will pretend we're happy together, and we will play against you in just a moment. Newlywed Game coming up.
Oh, really? We're playing against...
Still ahead on Live from Naked Gun 2.5, the hilarious Leslie Nielsen. Parker Lewis Can't Lose star Corin Nemec and Chef Tell shows us how to fillet a fish.
Presenting 8-calorie desserts. The 8-calorie cookie. The 8-calorie ice cream scoop. The 8-calorie candy bar. Or an entire dessert that's only 8 calories. Delicious sugar-free Jell-O gelatin with 100% NutraSweet. With only 8 calories per serving, you can enjoy a whole luscious dessert instead of just a bite. There's always room for sugar-free Jell-O.
If you're tired of hunting for your vacuum cleaner's attachments, get the new Dirt Devil Upright. It's lightweight, easy to use, and all the attachments are built right into the vacuum. So you can clean everything from floor to ceiling and edge to edge without stopping to find a thing. And because it's a Dirt Devil, it's packed with plenty of cleaning power. So stop hunting for your attachments. Get the new Dirt Devil Upright, the all-in-one cleaner that cleans it all.
One of the things that stands out in my memory is a woman who lost about 80 pounds. And I can remember her daughter coming in and, you know, with tears rolling down her face, said to me, "Thank you so much for giving me such a beautiful mother." I get emotional when I think about it.
Lose all you want for just a $185 service fee. Call 1-800-76-JENNY.
Now you can look beautifully suntanned every day without the harmful effects of the sun. Introducing new Brush-A-Tan Bronzing Powder. It's the instant suntan that looks really natural. Brushitan can be used with or without makeup, turning pale into perfect in just 10 easy seconds.
I know the sun's rays can be damaging. With Brushitan, I get a healthy, natural glow all year long.
Brushitan, all the sun you'll ever need in one convenient compact. At Duane Reade, Genovese, and Caldors.
Welcome back to Live's Newly Married Game. We have two delightful couples ready to play our game today. First of all, couple number one, Kathleen and David. David, how long have you been married?
There is 5 months.
Great answer. Now, listen, Kathleen, has your love grown stronger the longer you've been together?
Of course.
Okay, couple number two, it's Regis and Kathy Lee. Regis, how long have you and Kathy Lee been together?
About 6 years.
6 long years, isn't that right? Now, Kathy Lee, has your love grown stronger in those 6 years?
What, are you crazy?
Okay, now we're ready to play the game. But first, the rules. For each question both partners match, the couple will receive 1 point. The couple accumulating the most points in the allotted time is the winner. Okay, let's play. I'm going to ask the question to the guys first. Write your answers fast now because we don't have a lot of time. Is that clear? Gentlemen, which will your partners say is more likely to happen? More men look at her and say, what a fox, or more women look at you and say, what a stud. Write your answers quickly. Now, I'm going to ask Kathleen, what do you think your loving husband, David, wrote?
What did he write or what better he have written?
He hasn't written it yet.
What did he write on that little card we supplied him with?
What a stud.
What a stud is your answer. Let's see your answer. More at her, you're wrong. Beep. You get a 0. Now, couple number two, I'm going to ask Kathy Lee what she thinks her loving co-host wrote about her or him, as the case may be.
Well, since he never told the truth, he said, more look at him, he's a stud.
Okay, let's see what you wrote. Regis!
No!
No! Good, Reg. Oh, more women look at me and say, what a fox. Couple number two gets a point. All right. Here we go. Here's...
That is the stupidest answer.
Who knows?
I agree, but here's question number two. Ladies, what will your partner say is the one part of his body that seems to attract the most attention? Ladies, write your answers down quickly because we're going to ask now, David, what you think Kathleen is writing. Don't peek, no peeking, no cheating. What do you think she said? What's the part of your body that seems to attract the most attention?
I want to see my behind.
He wants to say his behind.
Okay,
but what are you
my hair.
Hair. Okay, what did you write, Kathleen?
His buzz.
His hair. Yay! Yay! You got a tie score so far. Let's see the tiebreaker. What's happening here? Couple number
get
two.
This one right.
Regis, what do you think that Kathy Lee wrote?
Well, I think she wrote this.
What?
His
You don't know how to play this at all.
Kathy Lee, what did you write? We're in a hurry here.
His perfect feet.
Oh, that's
His
right.
perfect feet. We have,
I'm right, aren't I?
You're absolutely
high
right.
score thus far. Here's the tiebreaker.
High score, tiebreaker.
And we got to go fast. Gentlemen, if your partner could be reincarnated as an animal, which one would she best be suited for? Gentlemen, write your answers now, quickly. And I will ask Kathleen what she thinks her husband is writing. Which animal? Which animal, Kathleen?
A moose.
A moose. Let's see what you wrote. David. A cat. There's a 0 for you guys, couple number two. Now, I want to know, Kathy Lee, what animal you think that Regis is writing down?
Well, is there a big mouth boar in the world? I don't know, but I think what he would really say is Bambi, a deer.
Bambi, a deer. Regis, let's see.
You're right. Bird.
Bird of paradise. We have a tie score.
We both win, we both lose.
I believe we're totally out of time. Well, it looks like our lucky winners are both couples. Congratulations. And thank you all for playing. We'll see you next time on Live's Newly Married Game.
Kathleen, thanks so much, kiddo. The best to you. Have a wonderful first year, okay? We'll be back in a moment.
Tomorrow on Live from Northern Exposure, actor Rob Morrow.
in an attempt to be more health conscious. The employees at Brown Fish and Fry started using low-fat milk in their coffee. It made a lot of sense. It just didn't make a very rich cup of coffee. Then they found out about new Coffee Mate Light. With no tropical oils, it has less saturated fat than low-fat milk, and it made their coffee rich and delicious. New Coffee Mate Light. It makes good sense and a great cup of coffee.
He won $1 million. You gotta be kidding.
From Maine to California, people just like you win thousands, win millions out of the blue. Miracles can happen for you. Holy cow! Publishers Clearinghouse, the house where dreams come true.
No matter where you are in life, Huffman Coos has something for you. 20 to 50% off every item during our store-wide semi-annual sale. And with 30% down, no payments, and no interest for 1 full year. But you'd better hurry, because this sale of a lifetime won't last a lifetime.
In here, the weather's always perfect. Out there, it's anything but. So when I go out there, I always check the AccuWeather forecast on Eyewitness News.
When that whistle blows, I'm out of here. Because I want to be home to watch Eyewitness News.
I don't punch a clock, but I do stick to a schedule. Right now, it's my time for Eyewitness News. That's how I stay up to the minute.
I believe in Eyewitness News. Believe in Eyewitness News.
All right, he's one of the happiest and funniest guys around Hollywood, and why not? He's had 2 big hits in a row here. Second one being released right now called The Naked Gun 2. And remember The Naked Gun, how we laughed and howled at that?
One of the funniest movies ever made, I think. It's hysterical.
Now, this one is Naked Gun 2.5, and of course, he plays Detective Frank Drebin. Drebin, yes. Everybody loved the first one. They're going to love this one, too. Here he is, Mr. Leslie Nielsen. What has he got? What?
Wow, that was close.
Leslie.
Where's the buzzer? No buzzer this time?
Very nervous around you.
I have no buzzer.
Very.
So nice to see you again.
Very nervous around you.
Why?
Yeah, because you play tricks on people.
Well, because you're a trickster.
Not me.
You're a prankster and a trickster.
I came bearing gifts here.
Don't trust it, Reach. It does weird things, that button.
Yeah.
What do you got here?
That is a police squad pin. That's actually a replica of the LAPD.
I was going to say, it reminds me of the LAPD. Of course it is, sure.
Well, I mean, police squad is LAPD.
Yep, that's right.
Well,
that's right.
Police work is serious business.
Well,
especially to Frank Drebin.
It certainly is.
Now,
You're under arrest.
Did a little reading about the sequel, and you are being honored in the White House in this movie for having done away with 1,000 drug smugglers.
My 1,000th drug dealer shot. And I'm given an award there.
Yes, you're a one-man task force.
Now, did he die, or did you just shoot him in the foot?
Well, 2 of them I ran over, but we weren't quite sure. I backed up over them, but the rest I did get. They were nailed, properly.
Now, Leslie, tell me, is this movie going to be as funny as the first one? Yeah, really?
It's it may be even funnier, to be frank with you. It's excuse me, that had to be a play on words, to be frank with you. Oh well. It's just as dumb and as stupid and as wonderful as the first one.
Then we're going to love it.
I think you are, yeah.
And that's what we're looking for here. We're looking for silliness.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, God.
Now, as you're making this, you can hear...
Close. It almost got out of it. Go ahead, yes.
You can hear the director and those guys behind the cameras. You can hear them laughing as they make this movie.
There'd be times in the first one.
So you know when you're doing it right, just by their reaction.
Well, but the point is, you're doing the scene, and, we're doing it with all of the seriousness and gravity that police work requires, and it's funny, and you hear David Zucker is over watching on the TV monitor as we're shooting. He goes, he used to say, David, we're shooting a scene here, please.
Put him in a soundproof booth.
Yeah, but the thing is that that's kind of the nature of the humor, because there's nothing that goes up on that screen that David doesn't think is funny. And there's nothing that goes up on the screen that he has put there on the basis that he thinks the audience will think it's funny. That's you know, the wonderful thing about the humor is they never try to tell anybody what is funny. You find it for yourself. That's why you go back a second time or third time.
A movie like When Harry Met Sally, though, you remember like one scene that just knocked you out. But in Naked Gun, you can think of 10. My husband had tears streaming down his face, and that was the 5th time we'd seen the movie.
But even when you get back to it, even after you've seen it time and again, and you're watching it, say, on the cable station or something, and you know what's coming up,
You look forward to it.
You still laugh when
you go into the bathroom and you don't realize that you've got your wireless mic on. That was unbelievable.
That was my second favorite scene.
And when the Queen went flying down the table.
I did that in person. It's true. I was traveling on a play, and one of the members of the cast had his mother and father coming to see him. And so we had a kind of common room, and I went around filling up the vase and the waste paper basket, and I had them all in the jar. This is 25, 30 years ago, or too long ago. And then we met. How do you do? Nice, isn't it? Very nice. And they're sitting around talking. I say, excuse me, and I go into the bathroom, and I leave the door open, and I'm standing and pouring this stuff, you know, from whatever height. And then finally, you know, they're talking in the front room, and so on, and I see in the play, and then you hear silence. Then they start to talk a little bit, and I'm just like that going on. And then you hear silence. And now I really hear silence, you know, where they're looking over at the door.
They're saying, what kind of mental beast is that?
Then you hear the water's coming out of the wastebasket, go, I'm laughing so hard. But this is the kind of thing, even in Ghost, Jerry's picture that he directed, the guys in the elevator, where they're riding down the elevator, and one guy says, he says, well, what did the doctor say? He says, I don't want to talk about it. He says, what did the doctor say? Crowded elevator. He says, well, he said it's contagious.
Listen, we got to take a break. We'll come right back with Leslie Nielsen and Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear.
Tomorrow on Live, learn the truth, how Regis dared to take on Madonna.
There are so many people out there that have had credit problems in the past for legitimate reasons. They might have been temporarily unemployed, or they might have had some serious medical problems years ago, and consequently their credit suffered because of it. Does that mean they should never get a second mortgage loan or qualify for a second mortgage loan again? We'll make loans like that each and every day. 1-800-CHAMPION. It's the only number you'll ever have to remember for all your second mortgage needs. When your bank says no, Champion says yes.
Ladies, we're going to demonstrate how you can look years younger in minutes by having lines, wrinkles, and puffiness seem to disappear. Now watch as she applies the exciting new product called Sudden Change. In just minutes, she'll see and even feel the years smoothed away. Not a miracle, not trick photography, it's Sudden Change. Sudden Change eliminates the appearance of lines, wrinkles, and puffiness and lasts for hours. Sudden Change, it'll make you look years younger in minutes.
I feel like a whole person now.
On the next Sally Jesse Raphael, they were born men, but wanted to be women.
Very much.
But just 3 months after his sex change operation, Blair says he made a big mistake.
God wants me to be the man he made me to be.
I think you look better as a man.
It's not easy being a woman.
Can he go back to being a man?
There's an awful lot to learn.
On the next Sally.
Today at 10 after Regis and Kathy Lee.
Well, tonight's the night.
Oh, so it's for real this time, huh?
Yes, I'm committed. I'm doing it.
But what about all those guys?
The best part. There aren't any.
Living Well Lady, physical fitness for women only. And now, for a limited time, you can join for a very special price of only $22.50 a month with no restrictions. That's right, no restrictions. Hurry, call today. And sorry, guys, this is just between us girls.
We're talking with Leslie Nielsen about the Naked Gun 2.5 and how this series has opened up a whole new career for you. Because up to now, you always were a straight guy, sometimes a heavy, you know?
But I always had
You
fun.
always had a good time.
But it was always behind the camera. It was never in front of I didn't have the guts. I didn't have the courage to be...
And it takes a lot of courage, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, because, you know, you could do it at home. Sure. You do it in front of friends. You know, you can be funny with friends you're comfortable with. But to just get up and stand up and say, hey, I'm going to do something funny, I could never do that.
Well, when they asked you before the first one, what was your initial reaction?
You mean to do Airplane?
Yeah.
Airplane.
Airplane is where it really started.
Yeah, but the thing is, when I read the script, I knew, you know, that they were going to take us from our serious work in police action drama, Stack and Bridges and Peter Graves, in their situations with their dialogue, and I knew that if we did it that seriously again, the way we did our drama, that it would be ridiculous and would be funny.
Yeah.
And I was delighted, but the point is, they had still called me.
Yeah.
So I said, oh, you want me to do a comedy? I'd be happy to do a comedy. Just remember, you're calling me, you know, so if I don't do it funny, it's not my fault. You made a mistake. But I was still protecting myself.
But you'd always had a reputation for being a prankster, and you always had your whoopee cushion with you, and I mean...
I'm just amazed. We've been sitting here, what, about 8 minutes?
And nothing's happened yet.
Nothing's happened yet, although he's reaching for something.
No, I just have a stitch in my side. Oh, God.
Well...
I'm sure that you're all acquainted with this kind of thing. Excuse me.
He never goes anywhere without it.
And you don't use that in restaurants and things when you...
Have to be careful. You must be careful when people are eating.
Yes, that's...
There was a restaurant owner who was having so much fun when I was just fooling around with my group in the restaurant. He says, and he was from France, he says, would you give me that? I want to take it with me. So he took it, and he about 3 minutes later, he came back and said, here. I had 2 customers just left.
Not so funny then, was it?
But he did see the humor, you know.
Sure.
It's just when you see money walking out the doors.
Well,
not funny.
Where do you get the most reaction? in elevators or in planes or, you know, clothes?
What do you mean with that?
Yes.
Do you have time for me to tell you the classic elevator story?
Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't last too long. In the Desert Inn in Las Vegas, they have all of their eating areas on the mezzanine, and they have a glass elevator that goes from the ground floor to just up and down, that's all. We had gone in and we had eaten, and we got on the elevator, and there were 2 couples already there who had obviously eaten the finest meal of their lives. I mean, you never saw such remarkable contentment and satisfaction. I'm facing the elevator doors, and as they come to a close, I'm with my friend. I turned to him, I said, Bob, is this an express elevator? Just quite. So he says, I don't know, Leslie. I said, well, boy, I sure hope it is. Now the elevator, this is why it's a classic, because the elevator's stuck a foot above the floor.
Oh, no!
Nobody can get out.
Oh, my God.
They rang the alarm bell, and nobody can hear it with the noise of the casino. I said, Bob, I mean, push that button. Push that button. And a guy in the back says, I'll open the door. And he went in, he pushed the button down, and they were gone.
Oh, my God. That sends chills down your spine, doesn't it?
Did it?
Oh.
Very far down?
Very far down. That is a classic.
It is.
Oh,
My of course, elevators are really the fair game.
Geez, you've had a good time with that thing, haven't you?
I've had, but you know, it's been a kind of a protection for me, too. You know, because I've always played very heavy, authoritative, stable, you know, aristocrats or professional men and bankers and this kind of thing. And people would, because of my previous work, would approach me on the basis of that work, and they'd be treating me in a
reverence,
with a presumption about the way I am.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
So they'd be forcing me into role playing, you know, and I'm not like that. I don't have any background. I just finished high school. I'm from the country. I'm a hillbilly. I'm a snowbilly.
But it's that look you have, you know.
Well, okay, but then when you have this and you shake hands, you say, how do you do? How are you? And all of a sudden you're starting even. Yeah, it is. It's protection.
Let's take a look at a clip now of Leslie with Priscilla Presley. You know who's in this movie? Robert Goulet. Is he a villain?
Yeah, he's the villain.
I hear he's
really
wonderful in this.
Good. All right, everybody's at a dinner party, and let's take a look now at Naked Gun, 2.5.
I don't recall seeing your name on the guest list.
Nothing to be embarrassed about. I sometimes go by my maiden name. A nice party, Hasbro. See a lot of familiar facelifts.
Do you gamble, Lieutenant?
Every time I order out.
Que sera, sera. You do speak French, don't you?
Unfortunately, no. But I do kiss that one.
He's a character.
Can't wait to see this movie.
Oh.
But it's such a wonderful character to play.
Oh.
But more importantly, it's to do it. You know, David Zucker and Pat Propp wrote it, but David also directed it, and he is over the edge. David is wacko. He's gone. But he is, without a doubt, one of the finest comedy directors. You know.
Boy, he sure turns them out. I'll tell you, one hit after another.
I don't know. Priscilla Presley keeps that beautiful straight face through it all. I don't know how she could do that.
Always reacting. It's George Kennedy, too.
Yeah.
There was a scene in there where I say, Hector Savage, this address, it's a red light district, isn't it? And they said, yeah. So I wonder what he's doing there. And George says, sex, Frank? And I look at him and say, not right now. so then I take off, and George is the one, and Priscilla has to do that, but it's the wonderful looks that take place after the thing is done.
Can't wait to see it. It's Naked Gun 2.5, and Leslie, hope it's a big, big hit for you, buddy. Thanks so much.
One sequel.
Thank you.
So nice to see you.
We'll be back in a moment.